Luka Doncic isn't just impressing fans, rewriting what it means to be a basketball phenom. From the moment he stepped onto a professional court at just 17, Luka was already standing out, dominating seasoned pros with a maturity and skill level beyond his years. Today, he's not only one of the top players on the planet pushing into all-time great territory. His game, a rare blend of vision, power, and finesse, has drawn comparisons to the best to ever play. If you're still on the fence, maybe the words of NBA legends will tip the scale. Take Jason Kidd, for example. The former NBA star and current head coach of the Dallas Mavericks knows a thing or two about greatness after all. He helped lead the Mavs to a championship in 2011 and was once one of the league's premier point guards. Now coaching Luka, Kidd doesn't just see talent, sees history in the making. In fact, Kidd has gone on record saying he believes Luka may already surpass Dirk Nowitzki, the longtime face of the franchise and a player many regard as the greatest Maverick ever.
Before, and I'll say it, for as long as I'm here, you can't take this young man for granted. He's better than Dirk. He's in the atmosphere of MJ, the best to ever do it, LeBron, Kobe. And so just to appreciate what this young man's doing at the age of 24 is something that Dallas has never seen.
One thing that all basketball legends share: they make the game look effortless. Luka Doncic fits right into that mold. The Slovenian sensation plays with a calm control, setting the pace, picking his spots, and staying composed no matter what defenses throw his way. But when it comes to guarding Luka, even some of the game's toughest defenders from the past have chimed in with their strategies. Names like Tony Allen and Bruce Bowen, defensive specialists from the NBA's grittiest eras, have openly shared how they'd tried to slow him down. Joining the conversation is 2004 Defensive Player of the Year, Ron Artest, now known as Meta. With a career spent locking down some of the greatest scorers of the 2000s, Kobe Bryant, Tracy McGrady, Paul Pierce. Meta knows the blueprint for tough defense. So how would he try to stop Luka? His game plan would be all about endurance. "I'd test his cardio," Meta said, explaining that for the first 3 quarters, he'd force Luka to drive instead of shoot. "You're not getting jumpers unless you're coming off screens. I don't mind you scoring early. If you drop 15 or 20 in the first quarter, you might be worn out by the 4th. Still, even Meta admits Luka is a unique challenge. He recognizes that Doncic brings something special, and guarding him would be far from easy. Another voice weighing in is Gilbert Arenas, known in his prime as Agent Zero, one of the league's most dangerous scorers. Though his career was cut short by injuries and off-court issues, Arenas remains a strong voice in basketball media. And when it comes to Luka, he's all in. What impresses Arenas most is Luka's mastery of the basics. He points out that while today's league is filled with athletic marvels, it's Luka's firm grasp on fundamentals that gives him the edge. He doesn't rely on speed or flash, just pure skill and basketball IQ, which often proves more effective against taller, quicker opponents.
The reason fundamentals are necessary, it's like being in traffic with a Lamborghini or Prius. Yeah, you can beat the Prius in a straight up race, but through traffic, the Prius has an advantage. So what ends up happening is Luka has the advantage over anyone who's guarding him because these guys are too athletic for this part of the game.
Yes.
For this part of
that part, bro.
Open court.
Open court, you got him. Yeah.
Half court where you have to be disciplined. You never learned it. So these basic moves that get you to think I'm gonna go that way, to come back this way, you overplaying it, pump fake, you're jumping, foul. Next time, pump fake, you stop, okay. So he plays the puppet master game with you. And that's what fundamentals are important, especially at a younger age.
Another former elite point guard who's now making moves from the sidelines is Chauncey Billups. Known for his high basketball IQ during his playing days, Billups now leads the Portland Trail Blazers as head coach. Unlike Jason Kidd, though, he hasn't had the chance to coach Luka Doncic, just the challenge of coaching against him, and Luka made sure that challenge was unforgettable. In a showdown between Billups' Blazers and Doncic's Mavericks, Luka put on a clinic, racking up a monstrous triple-double, 42 points, 13 rebounds, and 10 assists. He dominated from start to finish, leading Dallas to a decisive win. After the game, Billups didn't mince words. He acknowledged just how tough Luka was to contain, calling him a serious problem for his team. What stood out most to him? Luka's brilliance in one-on-one situations. Despite the Blazers' best defensive efforts, Luka made it look easy, leaving defenders scrambling and turning routine plays into highlights.
It's a matter of playing against Luka. He makes every single team in the league look like that. It just is what it is. This guy is so big, you double him, he sees over top of you, his passes are on time, on target most of the time. It's just, some players are just that good, or they can do that. So for us, we knew that we were going to have to make multiple efforts on most possessions in this game. And for the most part, we did that, had a couple breakdowns, in the last few minutes of it that cost us.
Asked to Luka reminded him of Chauncey Billups didn't hesitate. Larry Bird, he said simply. A short answer, but one that speaks volumes. Comparing Luka to a legend like Bird says everything about the level he's playing at.
I don't know. I don't think we've seen a guy like him. So he's one of one.
Gary Payton, one of the fiercest point guards in NBA history, has also voiced high praise for Luka Doncic, known as the Glove for his relentless defense and sharp trash talk. Payton built a career on shutting down opponents and rarely handing out compliments, but even he couldn't ignore Luka's talent. When asked about Doncic during his rookie season, Payton didn't hold back. He called Luka a special player and said the Mavericks would be smart to build their entire franchise around him. Rare stamp of approval from one of the game's toughest critics.
A great talent, a real great talent. He showed it. Coming over here, winning Rookie of the Year, and scoring as easy as he did. That's for being over and overseas a lot, and being focused like that a lot, and know how to score. They're building. It is what it is. They're building. And once you build and put the right pieces together and keep them together for a little bit, they'll be fine. I think Mark is doing a good job of doing what he has to do to keep them together. They got a great coach, and they just got to keep working.
Steve Nash was coaching the Brooklyn Nets. One of his biggest challenges was figuring out how to slow down Luka Doncic. That challenge reached a breaking point in March 2022, when Luka exploded for 49 points in a thriller against the Nets. With just 22 seconds left, Luka hit a clutch two-pointer to put Dallas ahead. Kevin Durant answered quickly, tying the game. With 8 seconds remaining, everyone in the arena knew the Mavericks would run the final play through Luka, and so did the Nets. Brooklyn threw a double team at him, desperate to force the ball out of his hands. It worked at least on paper, but Luka's elite court vision turned it into a win. He spotted Spencer Dinwiddie wide open and delivered a perfect pass. Dinwiddie nailed the three, sealing the game. Afterward, Nash praised Luka, highlighting what sets him apart: his composure under pressure, his basketball IQ, and an uncanny ability to read defenses in real time. Traits like that, Nash noted, are what elevate Luka from star to superstar.
I just think his feel for the game, coupled with his size. He's able to use his size to get free, and that feel for how to get people off balance and how to spray the ball or how to score.
Doncic didn't waste any time making his mark on the NBA playoffs. In his postseason debut during Game 1 of the 2020 Western Conference quarterfinals, the 21-year-old phenom erupted for 42 points, setting the tone for what would become a playoff legacy in the making. While the Mavericks ultimately fell short, Luka's performance turned heads across the league. On ESPN, Richard Jefferson and Scottie Pippen broke down the game. RJ highlighted just how high the bar is already set for Luka, even at such a young age. Meanwhile, Pippen zeroed in on Luka's 11 turnovers, suggesting that those miscues were the difference between a win and a loss. Still, both agreed on one thing: Luka Doncic was already a star, and the expectations surrounding him were unlike anything most players faced that early in their career.
I know exactly where he's coming from. Being a player that has played at that level, had to be a leader for your team. When you have a game, when you have high turnovers, those are your worst games. Those are games that you can criticize yourself. Those are games that your teammates are going to criticize you. But not only the coaching staff are going to criticize you, but beyond that first half, you take away those first 7 turnovers, he had an outstanding game. His leadership, his floor ability to see the floor, to make the right plays. I mean, he was outstanding. His offense was very dominant down in the stretch of the game when Porzingis went out, but I can understand that he is a little bit humiliated because of the turnovers, and he realized, like everyone else in Texas, that they let a game get away.
Scottie Pippen's critique of Luka Doncic's turnovers. Even he couldn't deny the young star's brilliance. Turnovers or not, Luka's talent was impossible to ignore, and Pippen made sure to acknowledge that. Another legend who quickly recognized Luka's potential was Dwyane Wade. Though they only shared the court for 2 games, it didn't take long for Wade to see the makings of a future superstar. When asked about the young Slovenian, Wade kept it simple: "I'm a big fan."
Hell of a player, hell of a young player, but he just, it seemed like he's been here before already. He's just very seasoned, I think Dallas Mavericks fans, the NBA sports fans around the world should be excited about what he can do for the next 20 years in this game. As a fan of the game, I love watching him play. He does things on the court that you just, it wows you. So it's great. You guys got a good one. Keep him. I'm sure Mark